Welcome back. All right, so it was banner raising night in Las Vegas, and of course they did it in the most Vegas way possible. I was just disappointed when we saw those Stanley Cup winning rings, which are about this big. I was surprised the banner didn't just drag on the ice. That they were like, okay, we didn't think this through. Because Vegas, you do everything a little bigger. Anyways, so the banner raising took place. It was a late game because it was a triple header on ESPN tonight. I do wonder about a start that's this late. I know I'm not going to get very many views on the East Coast when this goes live because it's late and it's a weeknight. And it's one criticism I do have with the way the NHL does some of the scheduling. But again, I get it. I get it. And we'll see how it works for them. So, banner raising ceremony, it was Grubauer versus Hill in this one. Carnell doing the anthem, and with the 16 Vegas pins to represent the 16 wins for the Stanley Cup. I know what Carnell's doing. Bill Foley on the horn. He's the one who said Cup in 6. They got the Cup in 6 years. There you go. Good early back and forth in this. Beniers couldn't bury one in close. Dunn is then denied. Vince Dunn had problems hitting the net, though, after that. Hill was sharp early as the Kraken had the edge in play. Marchessault clears a dangerous opportunity at the net. Dunn then fires one wide. It's not going to be the only time you hear that in this recap. In fact, don't make a drinking game of it. I don't want to be responsible for that. So, power play for the Kraken. There's strong shorthanded play by Raw. Nick Raw had a great game defensively. Absolutely fantastic. Kraken had some issues setting up. Dunn fires one wide from the slot again. That was the second straight from the slot that he missed wide. Power plays killed off, no shots on the net, and it felt like the momentum could shift. That Seattle couldn't get anything going. It felt like it stunted their momentum a little bit. There's a near miss for Larson. Vegas rushes. There's a kick save on Bobrovsky. Rebounds cleared. And then on their first shot on net, Vegas scores. Stevenson, it's from Howden and Stone at 7:16. So that makes it 1-0 for the Vegas Golden Knights. And that had to be a real kick for Seattle because they had a good start to this on the road. And then, things just changed. Schwartz nearly answers, but Vegas clears. Kraken press draws them a second power play. They cycle. It's cleared out. Shorthanded rush by Eichel. And then there's a shorthanded rush by Nick Raw that helps to finish it. And then there was a near miss by Yamamoto just as it came to an end. Kyler Yamamoto, I thought, fit in pretty well for Seattle tonight. It'd be interesting to see what his totals are like at the end of the season. Carrier can't bury one on a rush. Stevenson's then denied. Borgen then had a blast that was kicked aside. Both teams were strong in transition at this point in the game. Bjorkstrand has a net drive chance that saved. The Kraken press. And then Tanev tips one right onto Marchessault's stick, and Marchessault tips it into the net. So Marchessault with a goal at 14:57 that officially is unassisted, but Brandon Tanev knows who assisted on it. Vegas then looks for another. Carlson's denied on a turnover chance, and then Amadio is completely robbed. And that second goal just seemed to take the wind out of the sails of the Kraken at that point. Burakovsky fires one wide on a late turnover. They had no shots, Seattle, in the last 6 minutes and 10 seconds of the first period. So it's 2-0 after one for Vegas. Second period. Vegas nearly scores on the first shift. Eberle to Beniers is then a near miss in the Vegas zone. Puck goes the other way. And on a breakaway, Barbashev scores from McNabb at 1:20. It was a fantastic home run pass by Braden McNabb to set it up. And so Barbashev makes it 3-0 for the Vegas Golden Knights. Vegas then looks for another. Again, momentum swings going on here. The shots are 4-0 for Vegas at 3 minutes. Gord has a shot that's saved. Tolvanen ends up hitting the post. Borgen nearly scores. Barbashev's denied on a net drive. Larson breaks up a 2-on-1. Beniers fires one high on a turnover. The rebound is then cleared. Alexiak had a blast that was held. So again, there were opportunities for Seattle, just couldn't solve Hill. Vegas presses at 7 minutes. Dumoulin has a shot that's blocked during a press by Seattle. And then McCann gets them on the board. He scores from Eberle at 8:19. He wires that one from the slot. So 40 goals last year. He gets a goal in their first game this year. Stevenson then has a rush chance that draws a power play on the very next shift. So this is that shooting themselves in the foot that Seattle was doing tonight. Stone's denied on the doorstep. Puck's cleared out. Vegas sets up. They cycle. Theodore has a shot that's blocked and cleared. Then there's a near miss for Marchessault in close. They cycle again. Power play's killed off. 2 shots on net. Pahal has a shot that's blocked as the Vegas Golden Knights press, and then we get a power play for Seattle. I think that's where Pahal takes a penalty. They cycle early. Raw clears because it's what Nick Raw did tonight. Dunn misses one high on a net drive because that's what he does. Tolvanen has a shot that's blocked. There's more cycling late. The power play's killed off. One shot hits the net. Kraken press afterwards. Hill holds on. Larson has a screenshot that saved. Vegas passes 11 minutes without a shot at this point in the period. So, and this is standard for Vegas. They did this a lot in the playoffs last year. When they're not getting shots, doesn't really matter. It's one of those things with Vegas. It does not seem to matter. They can go 15 minutes without a shot, and then all of a sudden they get 2 goals in 30 seconds. It's a Vegas thing. 2:21 left. Vegas gets a power play. That leads to a shorthanded rush by Wenberg. Eichel has a net feed. That's blocked out. Pretty aggressive penalty kill. And just the 2 shots during that power play. So after 2 periods, the score is 3-1 for the Vegas Golden Knights. Third period, Raw has a rush chance. That's caught and held right away to start the period. So Nick Raw, having all the defensive moments in the game, he wants to have a point. Why not? Pietrangelo then has a blast kicked aside. The early jump is for Vegas in this period. Karlsson has a slot shot that gets blocked out. Karlsson then fired one wide on a rush. The shots on net are 5-0 Vegas at 4.5 minutes, but it wouldn't stay that way, right? By the end of the period, they don't have as many shots as Seattle because this is just sort of how Vegas plays. Seattle presses at 5 minutes. McCann has a blast that's caught and held. Amadio has a shot that's kicked aside. Tanev gets hurt, and immediately they say it's power play for the Kraken, and they call 5. It is on Howden, and it was a head hit. Absolutely. He did not go through the body. It was a very quick decision to make it a 5-minute major on Howden. We'll see if Department of Player Safety weighs in tomorrow. I don't know what they're going to do either. I have no idea if they're going to do something or if they're not going to do anything. I have no idea. I wish I had a direct line so I could tell you, yeah, they called me. They're not doing anything. If they want my number, Peros, reach out. Just call me and just say, yeah, we're not going to do anything. Don't even say what it's about. Just call and say, yeah, nah, we're not doing anything. Just once a night, that kind of thing. Anyways, all that being said, so Howden's gone, and then what that leads to is Raw steals and fires one wide on a rush. The next clear is by Stevenson. You're going to notice here that basically the power play started out well for Seattle. I feel like I need to explain this 5-minute power play a little better than the notes on this. Because the power play started off pretty well for Seattle, and then it just went off the rails. And this is something that Dave Hackstall's going to have to keep an eye on. With Seattle, it just felt like they couldn't quite get things back in their, basically in their favor. They would have that pressure, Vegas would clear, and then Vegas got their confidence back and that kind of thing. And you could see it in this power play. Tolvanen has a shot that saved. They cycled late in the major, but it's killed off. There was clear after clear after clear, rush after rush. I don't know how. I think they had 6 shots in those 5 minutes. I don't know how many of those were dangerous. It doesn't feel like many of them were. So Larson has a shot that's saved as it comes to an end. That's where I wrote 6 shots. Vegas then gets a power play with 8:49 left. I think that was just frustration setting in for Seattle. Stone fires one high from in close and looks skyward. The puck's cleared out. The power play's killed off. There's no shots on net, but Vegas didn't need any. They just take 2 minutes off the clock. Beniers is denied on a net drive. Eberle has a shot that's held. Dunn then fires one high on a rush because it's what he does. He may need a new stick. 3:46 left. That's what I do when we're playing street hockey. That's why I bring extra sticks. So that's got to be the stick. Anyways, 3:46 left. Vegas has a power play that basically ends this. They're up by 2. There's less than 4 minutes left. Marsh so fires one high. They cycle. It's cleared out. Pietrangelo misses one wide. The power play's killed off. Seattle still pulls the goalie anyways because why not? With 1 minute and 40 seconds left. We get an icing by Vegas with 1:26 left. But at 18:45, Eichel from his own blue line, dead center of the net. He scores the empty netter from Stone and Stevenson. And so your final score in this one's 4-1. Vegas goes to 1-0. Seattle drops to 0-1 on the season. The shots, 13-10 Seattle in the first, 11-10 Vegas in the second, 10-7 Seattle in the third. Final shots, 33-28 for the Kraken. Power plays, both teams go 0 for 4. Keep in mind that 0 for 4 for Seattle includes the 5 minutes on the power play. Hits were 20-14 for Vegas. Not a lot of hitting in tonight's games. It's early, right? Grubauer, 24 saves on 27 shots, and Adin Hill saved 32 out of 33. So really strong debut game for Adin Hill tonight, and we'll see what Vegas does for an encore their next time out. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.